Mananiya Lakshmi Didi, who, as you know, was president of Nivedita Kendra for many years. And I was fortunate enough to be there at that time at Kanyakumari and receive a lot of love and guidance from her. So, Mananiya Lakshmi Didi, all the Kendra Karyakartas, the Pranta Sangatak, Dakshini Pranta Radha Didi, and all of you, my namaskars to you. Today, for some time, we are going to discuss about Dharma in daily life. So, as soon as the word Dharma comes, certain images come in our mind. For example, if we ask someone that who is dharmic, then generally what is the answer? Which person we call as dharmic? That is the one who follows dharma. Generally, which person we call dharmic? The one who is doing lot of puja, chantings, then tirtha yatra, doing vratas, hearing rudraksha malas, putting, as I have put, chandanam, kumkumam, or vibhuti, tirunir, all that. Generally, we say like that. That may be true, but that may not be true also. Only doing upasanas very regularly, properly, does not mean a person is practicing dharma fully. So, what is dharma? Dharma is not religion. First, we shall see what is not dharma. So, dharma is not religion. Religion is a specific path for approach. It means this is the God for whom I do upasana. This is the way it is to be done, whether it is prayers or whatever. This is the book that I read. This is the authority that I respect. And there is no other better God than this. Not only better God, there is no other God. This is the only true God. So this is exclusive approach in religion. So dharma is not actually. In dharma, there is freedom of upasana. You can have your own Ishta Devata, your own mantra, your own way of worshipping, praying. And you don't say that only my God is true and others' God is false. We say, this is my way of doing upasana. Yours is fine for you, mine is fine for me. So that inclusive approach towards various parts of upasana is only in dharma. That freedom of upasana and the mutual respect for various upasanas is only in dharma. But in religion, there is neither the freedom nor the mutual respect. Once I had gone to Ranchi, and in Ranchi, I was talking with one father. He was actually from Germany. He had come even before independence. When I met him, he was almost 70 years old. And the person there had organized our discussion. So, one professor in Indrajit, they had organized it. So, I was talking to that father. Then I told him that, why do you go and convert? You tell if you convert, I will give you a job. Or if you convert, you will get more dowry and all that. Then he said, no, I don't do that. If others are doing it is wrong, I don't accept that. Then I thought that's very nice that you don't go and do conversion. Then he told, but look here. It means, in Hindi we were discussing. So I was quite young to him at that time. So he called me a daughter, Beti. So he told, look here, I pray to Jesus and I get lot of happiness. So, should I not share my happiness with others? I should also go and tell others because I get happiness in praying to Jesus. I told, yes, that is nice, you can very well do that. But then tell me that Catholics also pray to Jesus. Then why you go and convert Catholics to Protestant? Then he said that has to be done because the Catholics do not know how to pray to Jesus properly. See, the exclusiveness from God has come to the way of prayer. So it's not that I get happiness by praying to Jesus. You must pray only as I tell you, not as you want to. I may like to pray to Jesus, I may like to pray to Sri Ramakrishna, I will like to pray to Bhagavati. I must have that freedom. I want to relate to all forms of God. But that freedom is not in a religion. But in Dharma, that freedom is there. So, my Kula Devata is Yogeshwari. I stay in Kanyakumari, so I go to Kanyakumari temple. When I go to Arunachal Pradesh, in a Nide Namlo, I also pray to Anedomi. So that mother is same, only she is in different forms. So the Dharma gives that inclusive approach, freedom of upasana, mutual respect to others. So Dharma is not religion. Unfortunately, we translated Dharma as religion and so many problems have come up because of that. We talk of secularism because of that. We say everything should be kept aside. You know, Dharma is the soul of Bharat, soul of India. That's how Swami Vivekananda had told. And that Dharma also we are keeping away from our daily life. Because everything should be beyond Dharma. You should not Dharma nirapekshata or secularism. That is the word we translate it. But what is secularism? Secularism is an arrangement between two institutions practicing same religion for sharing the power. That is how secularism started in Europe. In Europe, the government, whether of monarchy or democracy, and the church, they were fighting for power because earlier all power was in the hands of church. Church will decide who will become the king. Church will decide who will become the mayor. Church will have the army. Church will decide what law we should pass. Unless the church agrees, the law cannot be passed. So all power was centered in the hands of church during the dark ages of Europe. But slowly, as the popular government started coming, they agitated for power and ultimately a power sharing compromise was arrived at. And that compromise is that the secular functions will be taken care of by the government and the religious functions will be taken care of by the church. So, if we say France is a secular country, what does it mean? It only means the secular functions will be taken care of by the government and religious functions will be taken care of by the church. But that does not mean that all religions are. That does not mean at all. Actually, in England, the Lutheran church, that is the Germany's church, cannot function. It is not allowed to work, to function among the British without permission of the British government. It is not allowed. When the prince or the king takes the oath, he says, I am defender of the Anglican faith. That's the oath he takes. So the national church of the country, only that has prominence in that country. Baptist church cannot work in England. Baptist church cannot work in Germany without the permission of government. That is secularism. But in India, we made it something different and slowly we have driven out Dharma from our life. That is the tragedy. So Dharma is not religion. Dharma is not dogmas. Dogmas means do this, don't do this. It's not like that. The dharma gets decided as per in which ashrama stage you are in life. What is your daitva in life? That is responsibility in life. Accordingly, what is your dharma at that moment in life gets decided. So, the dharma is not dogmas. To give one or two examples to understand this, in Ramayana, Rama obeyed his parents and went to the forest. So we call him Dharmatma. We call him Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Bharata did not obey his parents. His mother wanted him to become a king. He did not obey. He did not become the king. He stayed in Nandigram. He did not even stay in capital or in a palace. And we call Bharata again Dharmatma. So the dogma is, that is the injunction is, obey your parents. In normal situation, this is right. This is true. It has to be obeyed. But Prahlada did not obey his father. And yet Prahlada is worshipped. He is one of the greatest devotee of Ishvara. So what is Dharma? Dharma is, as per your ashrama and duty, you have to choose. Dharma is also, you have a duty towards all your larger collectives. This whole world is interconnected, interrelated, interdependent. So I am part of the family. My family is part of the society. My society is part of the nation. My nation is part of the whole humanity, the whole existence. So practically, I am part of family, society, nation, humanity, and the whole creation. Now I am part of it, all these collectives. It means what? I have certain duty towards all these collectives. This finger is part of the palm. This finger is also the part of the hand. This finger is also the part of, the whole body. So this finger has a duty towards the palm, towards the hand, towards the whole body. The finger in itself has no purpose. If the finger is cut, the finger is purposeless, meaningless, useless. It can be only preserved, but its function is gone. Its function is only when it is connected to the larger existence. Its purpose is only then when it works in the interest of the larger existence. Otherwise, this finger has no purpose. So same way, as an individual, I am part of the family, of the society, of the nation, humanity, and the whole creation. So my existence has a purpose, meaning, usefulness, only when I work in the service of my society, of my community, of my nation, this whole nature. If my existence is at the cost of all this, I don't bother what happens to family. My life is like that. I must have my own space. Even if then I have to divide the family, let us divide the family. I am not bothered about what is happening in the community. I am happy in my family, that's enough for me. Or I am not happy about what is happening in Kerala or in my country. I am peaceful here in Kodungallur, that is enough for me. We are not bothered about what is happening in other countries, or the nature is getting depleted. The natural resources are getting depleted. I am not bothered. I cannot say that because I am part of nature. If nature is getting destroyed, the human existence also becomes meaningless. It is at danger. The human being cannot survive. So the nature is also to be protected, the nation is to be protected, and our dharma is being part of the whole, our dharma is to contribute to the harmony, to the well-being, and to the all that is good towards all these elements. But then sometimes, there is a clash. So suppose I have got a desire. I want to do something. But my family's economical condition is not that. But I still insist my father should sell that plot of land and send me to medical college. Suppose my father does that. I go to medical college. The only land, only source of income that was kept in any eventuality is gone because I should become a doctor. I become a doctor. And then I say that no, you see, after all, I studied very hard. So now my life is for myself, for my wife, my children. And parents are sick. The younger brother is to be educated, younger sister is to be educated. And I say, no, my income is for myself. If I talk like that, I have affected the family. If I live only for myself. So, my father agrees, okay, I will sell this plot of land and send you to medical college. Everything is almost finalized. I am about to take admission in maybe 2 weeks or so. And suddenly, a cancer is detected for mother. Now, lot of treatment is required. Father says, this lot of land which I am about to sell, that money we need for treatment. You cannot go for medical, you have to go now to some degree college. Now, what is to be done? The money was already, father had already sent that money to my account. I am just about to remit that money for my fees. And mother's cancer is detected. And father says, please return the money. Mother needs to be treated. If I give that, I cannot become doctor. That's my dream to become doctor. There is a clash. Clash between personal interest, personal dream, and clash between the family interest. Now, what is to be done? What is the dharma? We cannot say that anyway mother one day or other has to die, but I have to live my whole life. If I become a doctor, then later maybe mother may survive somehow and after 5 years I can treat mother. What is the? Can we say that? This is all that argument's justification will be selfish. It will be adharma. So, dreams are not important at that time. I will say, no, I won't become doctor. It's all right. I will go in some science stream. I shall become a scientist. I shall do PhD later and become doctor. Doctor at least will come in front of my name. I may not be medical doctor. So I sacrifice my dream in the interest of the family. That is dharma. In Ramayana, Rama sacrificed the kingdom because he knew if he returns as Bharata was insisting, again Kaikeyi's mind will start working because what has entered in the mind doesn't disappear within 2 months. It needs at least one term. Term means 12 years. And therefore, I must go out from the scene. If Bharata becomes king, I shall not return. Bharata knows if I become king, Rama will not return. So he never becomes the king. Because the family should stay together. And that is why both of them sacrifice the personal interest in the interest of the family, for family to stay together. Rama and Sita sacrifice the family life in the interest of the society, because the society should have moral values. So Sita chooses to go to forest. If you read in Ramayana what Sita tells to Lakshmana, she tells, go and tell Sri Rama that You should not be crying in the forest, in the palace, because you have to give me up. Do your duty as a king. And then she tells to Lakshmana, that is remarkable. She tells, love the people of Ayodhya as your own brothers. Tell Shri Rama this. Because Rama loved his brothers maximum. So she tells, you love the people of Ayodhya, though they were talking against me. It's not only one washerman, but Dhobi. Actually, everywhere people were talking against Sita. And that same Sita is failing. Why? Because the morality in the society is to be kept. What a large heart is required. To sacrifice one's own all interest, even name, hurt, humiliation, tribulations, and talk in the interest of the society. So dharma is purushartha. It's not easy. It's really very difficult to practice dharma. Whenever the dilemma comes in life, to choose the higher interest of the bigger collective and sacrifice the interest of the lower collective. As Rama sacrificed personal interest when he went to forest, and as he sacrificed the family happiness in the interest of the society. So, dharma is to be decided. That's why our Shastras say it is the path of a bird. The path of an animal is fixed. It walks on land. But bird can fly anywhere. So, dharma's path is not laid down. Of course, there are broad injunctions. But in every situation, you have to take the decision. Now, how do you take the decision? What is dharma? So, there are 4 components based on which we can take the decision. 1. Whether I am taking the decision based on oneness. I don't see society apart from me, my nation apart from me, but the nature apart from me. Because the whole universe is interconnected, interrelated, interdependent. Just now we sang, no, Isha Vasam Sarvam, Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. This is what Vedantic vision is. This is what our Vedic Vision Foundation is doing. That the whole thing is interconnected, interrelated, interdependent. It's a vision of oneness. And in this, whatever I want, I have to desire strongly, work for it, but not at the cost of interest of others. If I want to rob others and become rich, I may become rich, but I will never enjoy that wealth. You see, everyone's life, it has to be based on money. I want peace of mind, so I should also behave with others, which will protect their peace of mind. I cannot hurt and humiliate others. I cannot, kill others or hit others. So what I want, I should behave with others accordingly. I am going on the road, I see someone is hit by the vehicle, but I say no, I have no time, and if I go and take that person, then in hospital I will have to sign, I will have to pay initial money, I will have to inform the police. Why all this? Better go on my own. Better don't see what has happened. If I do that, I have failed in my dharma. Because suppose that person who is hit on the road is your own son. If it is your own son, if it is your own wife or husband, you will not say that no, why to have this jamela. No, we will go there. So, at any critical moment, with respect to others, do I behave based on feeling of oneness, atmiyata, love, compassion, karuna, whether that is there? Because that is the basis of dharma. karuna, prem, love. That is the basis of Dharma. The second thing, what we already saw, that I being part of all the collectives, I have a duty towards all these collectives. So my daily life should reflect this. My duty towards all the collectives. If I am living only for myself or at the most for my family, my daily life is not reflecting Dharma. Dharma is not in my daily life. It is only in narrowed form, in restricted form. So, my life should be such that I must fulfill my duty towards my inner being, that is Atman, towards even my instruments like body, mind, intellect, I must keep them proper. Then my duty towards my family, then my duty towards the society, my duty towards the nation and towards the whole creation. My whole life should reflect that. My daily life should reflect that. So that is another. Third, we saw if there is dilemma between the lower entity and higher entity, give preference to the higher entity. And fourth, sacrifice your personal interest to maintain the bigger entity. Like a person who has diabetes, suppose, and he gets a gangrene on his leg, and doctor says this is poisonous, whole body is at danger, you need to cut your toe. Will the man say, oh, cut it, anyway the toe has troubled me so much, you can cut my toe? Will he say like that? No. He will say, no, doctor, please try to save the toe. Then doctor says, I have tried everything, but you have to cut it. Then what he does? He says, all right. Protect the whole body, the toe is to be sacrificed. Tyajet ekam kulasyate, gramasyaate kulam tyajet. Tyajet ekam. एक को कुल के हित में त्यागना है. त्यजेत एकम कुलस्यार्थे ग्रामस्यार्थे कुलम त्यजेत. ग्रामम जनपदस्यार्थे, राष्ट्र के हित में कभी गांव, कम्युनिटी, इसका भी त्याग करें. If it is to be sacrificed, it should be sacrificed. आत्मार्थे पृथ्वी में. And ultimately to realize the Atman, leave everything that is material. So that is how all the larger collectives it is to be done. So that sacrifice is also there. These are the four components. So anytime there is dilemma, whether I should do this or not, we should ask these four questions. Am I doing it from the feeling of oneness? If this person would have been very dear to me, what I would have done first. Second, what is the conflict here? Which is the lower entity, which is the higher entity? What is the conflict of interest? And then I take decision in the interest of the bigger collective. You know, we being Karyakartas of Nivedita Kendra, many times this dilemma comes. What is in the interest of the organization? So, all right, I shall do that. So, that is Dharma. As a Karyakarta, that becomes my Dharma. For individual, it is in the interest with context to the family, sometimes with the context to the neighborhood. So, this. Then the fourth thing is, second is, am I doing my duties towards all these things? Third is whether the bigger collective is given preference, and fourth is whether sacrifice involved in that. Dharma is Purushartha because at every stage you have to sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your dreams, sometimes you have to sacrifice your image, sometimes you have to sacrifice your time, energy, sometimes you have to sacrifice your shared vikaras, which we should sacrifice. Because I get angry, I want to answer back. But I cannot answer back. If I answer back, the whole atmosphere in the family will get spoiled. So I keep quiet. I suffer. Though there is injustice, I suffer. Later I will find out what is the way to remove that injustice. But I shall not spoil the atmosphere in the family. So that is at every moment, this dharma is to be decided and acted upon. Now, every moment we have to think and all, it will become very difficult. But as Swami Dayananda Saraswati used to say, that inherently we know inside always what is right. Only our Shad Vikaras, our self-interest, our immediate interest, they cover that. So just we have to go little deeper into that and then we can decide what is to be done. Dharma is also the primary Purushartha. Broadly we can divide all our desires only into two things. One is, who am I? What is God? Whether any life is there or not after death, the question which Nachiketa asked. This question everyone gets once in a way in life, no doubt about it. Corona period, I think we got it more times. Whether it is educated, uneducated, young, old, man, woman, villager or city dweller, whether a scholar or ignorant, anytime we see death, we start wondering, what is life for? I was planning so many things and suddenly this person died. So, do we have any freedom of action? What is the life meant for? All these questions come up. What is ultimate reality? If everything is fleeting means disappearing, temporary, transient. Jagatyam jagat, Ishavasya sarvam, yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Everything is jayate gacchati. Jayate means born, gacchati means gone. It is born, it is after some time gone. If that is there, then what is permanent? I thought I will get lot of happiness if I become graduate. I became graduate, but my unhappiness continued. That moment when the result came, I was happy. Then I thought I will get happiness when I get my PhD. Of course, I got happiness, but again it disappeared. Then I thought I will get happiness when I get a good wife. Then I get a good wife, I am very happy. Again, after some time, it is gone. Then if I get children and like that, it goes on. Now the question is there any permanent happiness? How to achieve that? How to get that? All that comes under one word, Nishreyasa. So, all of us, we are striving. Once in a way we desire for Nishreyasa. That is something spiritual. Okay. Adhyatmic. And another another type of desires are, we want to enjoy life. I want this, I want that. I want a good house, I want a car, I want good children. My children should study well, they should get children, they should marry nicely, all that, those desires. Then, for fulfilling those desires, I must have money. I must have good bank balance. Suppose I fall sick, what will happen? So I must have some good bank balance. And like that, all these artha and kama. All these desires put together, the mundane desires, the material desires, we can say that they are the second category. That is, the word for that is abhyudaya. So to get both abhyudaya and nishreyasa, its basis is dharma. Dharma is such which gives us abhyudaya, that means which fulfills our kama, which gives us means of enjoyment to fulfill our kama, that is desires. And dharma also ultimately leads us to moksha, mukti. So, four purusharthas are dharma, artha, kama, moksha. In that, moksha is ultimate purushartha, artha and kama are natural purusharthas, even animals have that, human beings also have that, every living being has that. And dharma is the primary purushartha. So, the striving for artha and kama should be based on dharma. If giving the dharma and strive for artha and kama, I may get artha and kama, but it will not be successful. For example, there is a very rich family and they say, see, there is no heir for our wealth. We want son, we want son, we want son. They go on thinking of that. And of course, where all this wealth is not dharmic wealth. And they get a son. They are very happy, extremely happy. Son is born. But it can happen, the son becomes a great drug addict and he finishes up all the ways. We have desire, we shall go to visit Singapore. And so we collect, we save money and we go there, desire is there. But after reaching there, some accident takes place or maybe our passport goes missing. Then our all priority is first to get back the passport. So we have to go to the embassy, the whole work is there. Whatever 5 days we had kept for Singapore visit is gone. So Artha and Kama can be really fulfilled only if they are based on Dharma. Some people may say, I practice Dharma, but my Artha and Kama are not fulfilled. No, somewhere we have not practiced. Maybe our Dharma towards the society, towards the nation, we are not practicing. Or maybe the earlier births, karma we are still finishing off. It could be that. But I shall not give up Dharma. Dharma is our identity as a human being. It is the Dharma which sustains the society. That what sustains the whole world, inculcating that, internalizing that when you behave, you are practicing Dharma. And what sustains the whole world, it is the oneness, it is the interconnection. So Dharma has to be basis of Artha, Kama and Moksha. Now, when we are saying, talking of Dharma, in daily life, now how should be our daily life passion? There is one very beautiful quotation of Swami Vivekananda. He says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of life is to manifest that divinity by controlling the nature external and internal. We saw the 4 Purusharthas, in that the ultimate Purushartha for all of us. Whether we want it or not, we may go round and round, take so many hits in every birth, and at last, in one birth, we will be awakened and we will say that, no, I want to know what is Ishvara. I want to know what is that which never changes. I want to know that which is immortal, that eternal happiness I want. So whether we want or not, ultimately all of us are going to be in search of that ultimate happiness, that moksha. So that moksha is the antim purushartha. That's what Swami Vivekananda says. Each soul is potentially divine because that is what is our nature. And to realize that nature is the goal of life. But how do we do that? Each soul is potentially divine. The goal of life is to manifest that divinity by controlling the nature external and internal. Very important words. Controlling the nature external and internal. Very important. Today, that is what we have forgotten. The life is without any break. Just live as you want. Don't think what is going to happen. Live life as you want. Just somebody is doing, I also start doing. So, controlling the nature external, internal is not there. What is the end result thinking is not there. I was in one family stay and they told me that please talk to our daughter. She wants divorce. Then I told her, I will just find out why she wants. So I was sitting with her. I asked her what happened. She told, Didi, I am the only daughter of the family. And since I was a baby, my parents kept on telling me, you should be first, you should be first. Even if my half a mark is less, my mother used to go and discuss with the teachers why I lost a mark. Then she would engage, my parents would give me the best tuitions. Every time they said, you should be first class first, you must get the best job, your career should be very good. No one in our family has like that, you must achieve the heights in career. So all that it was done. And then I also inculcated that. I was MBA first class first. I got a very good job in one MNC. And then I started working there. Later my mother got me married to a businessman in this city. And now my company has given me an offer. They are starting a branch in France. They want me to be CMD there. See what a big chance has come in such young age for me. I want to go there. Now my parents-in-law, husband are saying, no, you should not go. You must have children. You must go family way. Now my parents are also telling, you must have children. Think of your family. Don't go for that job. Till now, my parents never talked of family. Never told me that, you have to be a mother. You have to take care of a family. Whichever family you go, you must spread happiness there. They never talk anything about family. So I have also molded myself only to think about career. So I don't want to stay here just to get children and take care of them. Now who can blame her? But what we are doing, what our life is, what are we talking to our children? What dreams are we giving them? What values are we giving them? As parents, are we fulfilling our dharma? Or we just get carried away by the advertisement, by what neighbor's daughter has done, or what I wanted to be. I could not become that, so I shall make my daughter like that, or my son like that. So we are trying to fulfill our dreams to our children, denying what they want to do in life, what they are made for, what is their innate capacities. We deny that. So that is not dharma. So when we say by controlling nature external and internal, that is how we interact with others outside, what are our internal thoughts, aspirations. Sometimes if we just sit for 5 minutes, we can find out what is our mental makeup. If in those 5 minutes I am only blaming 10 persons, he did like that, she did like that, I wanted to do like this, but he never supports me. If like that we are thinking, then we are not really controlling our inner nature. Our ideas, thoughts should be positive, taking care of our inner being, nurturing our inner being. So what are my thoughts? What are my aspirations? How I am discussing with others? All that discipline comes in this. So when we say daily life, now starting with morning time. Nowadays in families there is no time to get up. For children, elders may be following, may not be following. In many houses I stay. Always if it is Sunday, the children are sleeping. You ask them, children are not up, they say, aaj Sunday hai na? So they will get up whenever they want, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. There is no time. Only if school is in the morning, the child gets up exactly the time when it needs to get ready. That's all. There are no practices insisted upon. Because this is my dharma. As a father, as a mother, to mold the child, to direct his energies properly to the higher goals in life. I cannot indulge in whatever the child asks, I give. Whatever the child wants to do, I allow him to do. Child wants more dresses, I keep on giving dresses because I am rich enough. When I was young, my father had refused a new dress because he could not afford and I just had 4 dresses. But today I can get my child 40 dresses and I shall get it. This is what we think. But what will happen to the child? Whether the child learns to temperate his desires, has some control in life. He has been trained to take no in life. No, life is tough. He has to face the life. Whatever you demand, you don't get in life. So whether we are training our children to take no in life, nothing we think of. We are just doing the things. Once I was in one school, one principal was telling me this incident I tell everywhere. That principal was telling that in our school when the Roja is there, the Muslim children don't eat anything. They don't drink even water. Other children are taking food, but they don't take anything. But you see, for Hindu children, there is no such insistence for any vrata, any festival. There is no self-control inculcated. No toughening of mind is practiced in families. How our children will face the life? So they commit suicide for simple thing, they go in depression. We are not toughening our children. And I remember it really happened. So I was staying in one family. Ekadashi was there. So mother asked the teenager son, "What shall I cook for you?" He said, "Oh mother, don't cook. I want to eat chicken biryani. I will get it on Zomato." Just imagine, Ekadashi is there. At least eat vegetarian food. The mother is not doing. What molding are we doing? So every moment, what books come in our house, what pictures are there in our house, how we are living, everything is control, everything is decided by our choice for higher life. Abhyudaya Nishreyasa. Abhyudaya is required, but not at the cost of Nishreyasa. Not at the cost of Dharma, because Dharma is the basis. If without Dharma you try for material well-being, you are going to come to grief. That's why today, at the age of 30, sugar. At the age of 35, hypertension. At the age of 40, 50, heart attacks. What is our lifestyle? So duty, the dharma towards well-being of the body, mind, intellect. So each and every moment, what we eat, how we eat, in our family, whether we have at least once a week, all sit together, chant at least some shloka, some mantra, maybe one stotra, one bhajan, and discuss about how life should be. Whether our children are getting addicted to mobile. So can we have in our family 2 hours no mobile time? Ask the children, which 2 hours should we do? Decide with them. What are all the challenges to their inner growth? How? Discuss with them. Nowadays generation, our time maybe it was possible. Parents told, we accepted, we followed. आदेश से काम होता था. By order you could manage the things. Now it is not like that. You cannot order children anything. And forget the teenagers and grown-up children. So what is to be done? So we have to awaken their inner conscience, higher aspirations. And for that, what life we need to live, this we have to awaken. So we have to discuss with them, logically explain to them, give examples from other different societies, and then awaken that. It's only from the self-determination it is possible, not transformation or elevation of life. So for this, a family coming together at least once a week, That also will become Dharma. Are we envisaging what are all cultural invasions on our children and how to protect them from that? Love jihad, you know better. Recently, I was reading 32,000 women in Kerala. Someone was telling. Are we discussing with our girl children when they are small? Not after they fall in love, nothing can be done. Before that, you know that paper, if I put in water, it will just crumble. But if we laminate that paper and put in water, no, that paper will not get wet. This is the dharma of the parents, to laminate the children against all these cultural invasions. How are we doing that? What are all invasions are there? Drug addiction. I was reading in Kerala, 72% schools have drug problem. Imagine, any time our child can become a victim to that. So we have to laminate our children. We cannot simply give good food, good school and good clothes and our duty over. Very consciously we have to nurture the children in our family. Our life should reflect that. So what is it that we are doing? Now dharma is not so simple. That's why it is Purusha, primary Purusha. We have to strive for it on this. And dharma changes as per the ashrama, as I told you. So suppose there is a youth and there is his grandfather. The grandfather is chanting mala. He is doing 11 malas per day. Then he chants complete Bhagavad Gita. My father used to do that. For example, I am telling you. So he is a vanaprasthi. He has enough time. Now that is his dharma. You know, to involve himself more in sadhana, to get detached from what I was and to turn inward. But looking at grandfather, or because I am doing, I start telling my grandson, you should also do that. That's not correct. He should do something, no doubt. He should do something. That is, he must pray to God. He must do some meditation or maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He must chant something. All that is there. But he has to also prepare himself to face the life. So he has to study. He has to study at least 3-4 hours if he is in college. So his dharma becomes different. So dharma is as per the ashrama in life. I will just conclude by telling you Pancha Mahayajna, which actually helps us to fulfill our dharma, that is duty, towards the larger collectives. So the first yajna is Pitru Yajna. Pitru Yajna means respecting the elders in the family. Then, offering the tarpana to all those who have departed. You just imagine what all invasions were there in our country. But we still continue in this great dharmic tradition. It is because our ancestors, they faced all those problems but did not convert. Did not give up the tradition. That's why we are in this tradition. So, we remember them. We remember them, do tarpana every day. Once in a year we do shraddha for them. And then in family, we have such traditions which mold the next generation. So that is Pitru Dharma, Pitru Yajna, Pancha Mahayajna. Because that is Grihastha Dharma, to do all Pancha Mahayajna. So first is Pitru Yajna. The second Second is Narayajna or Bhutayajna. That means we should give our some time, energy and money for the good works in the society without expecting anything. So suppose there are some poor children. I call them every week 2 hours. I teach them soft skills, life skills, communications. Nowadays, communication is a big problem even in families. Nobody talks with each other. Nobody can open up heart to other. So we teach the children that. I don't know, laminating our children, not only my children, even in the society. That's what in Kendra we call sanskar vata. We laminate them. So, or we conduct a swadhyaya vata. We give some 2 hours once a week, and we take some good book and study. Today we don't know what is in Ramayana, Mahabharata. We only read novels and form the opinions. So we say Draupadi laughed at Duryodhana, saying a blind father's son is a blind. And that's why Duryodhana got angry and therefore the game of dice was played. In Mahabharata, Draupadi had never thought like that. We read a novel and form our opinions. So not novels, our original books. And it is available, the shloka, its meaning. So we do swadhyaya, understand our roots, become proud of our culture, our tradition. Or we give time, to practice yoga and make our way of life as yoga way of life. Again, in that, working for the society is there. So all that thing comes in Narayajna or Bhutayajna. There are few more things, but we shall proceed ahead. Then the third yajna is Rishi yajna. That I think in the English. Rishi yajna. Rishi yajna is, we say Deva Nirmitam Desha. Such a beautiful land is created by God, whole of India. See, we are putting fan here, and I am coming from Delhi. There we are taking blankets, wearing sweater, shawls and sitting. And still up you go, there even you have to put some fire and sit near that. That much variety is there in this land. So Deva Nirmitam Desham, Rishi Nirmitam Rashtra. In such a wonderful land, how should be our way of life? That way of life was developed, nurtured, taught by the rishis to us. By their penance, they got that. Dharma also, they gave us. And understanding that, so read the scriptures, understand the rishis, pass it on to the next generation. That is Rishi Yajna. Then the fourth Yajna is Deva Yajna. Deva Yajna is, the Devas are presiding deities in the nature. They are also presiding deities in the bodies. So the presiding deities of the eyes are sun and moon. The presiding deity of the hand is Indra. Presiding deity of the feet is Vishnu. Because only when you walk, everything remains okay. And only Vishnu only takes care of, sustains the universe. So, Deva Yajna means taking care of your body. That is, maintaining your health. So, asana pranayam, regular practice of asana pranayam, proper eating, as in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, how we should eat, how we should move about, everything, moderation should be there. And then, so this is for the body. But also, this body is made of Panchamahabhuta, which comes from the nature. So, taking care of the nature, enriching the nature is Deva Yajna. So, Deva Yajna has two parts, taking care of the body, mind, intellect, and taking care of the nature. So, that is what is Deva Yajna. So, at least some trees we should plant in our life. We should nurture certain trees. We should not waste the electricity or any natural resources. And we should, of course, enrich the nature. So whether it is rainwater harvesting, everything that we do will go towards that. So that is Deva Yajna. And the fifth Yajna is Brahma Yajna. Brahma Yajna is, you may have your own Ishta Devata, so do puja, regular puja, because that disciplines the body. Then if you have taken mantra, chant the mantra. Then meditate for some time and also read the scriptures which talk about the Atman, either Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita. Read one shloka, its meaning, not too much, just 10 minutes. One thought, read for the day, keep on contemplating over it. That is Brahma Yajna. So you see, all these bigger and bigger collectives, no? Each yajna is connecting us, is making us fulfill our duty to our bigger form. The Pitru Yajna is our connection, is our contribution towards the bigger form called family. Bigger collective called family. Then the Nara Yajna or Bhuta Yajna is our connection to still bigger form identity called society. Then Rishi Yajna is our connection with the still bigger form, the collective, or our contribution, our nurturing of our still bigger form called nation. Deva Yajna is our nurturing of the still bigger form, that is the whole nature, and of course the body, mind, intellect. And Brahma Yajna is connecting to our real nature, to that Isha Vasamidam Sarma, to that which always is, which is Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivam. So connecting with that. So how should be our daily life? That we fulfill our duty towards all these collectives. So that is why these yajnas are called as Mahayajnas, Pancha Mahayajnas, because they help us to fulfill our dharma, practice our dharma in daily life. Again, I will just conclude with just one thing. You know, we know this Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. Satya bolna hai, we have to speak truth and we have to practice dharma. Dharmam Chara. So dharma is not any intellectual topic. Dharma is not something like philosophy you discuss. Dharma is to be lived, to be practiced every moment of life. Every moment of life should slowly rise. So dharma is also connected with karma. Without karma, there is no dharma. Dharmam chara. And as Shri Aurobindo says beautifully, every choice of an action is a choice whether this action elevates me or brings me down. So every time we have to go and choose the action which is, dharma. Only that will elevate us and ultimately it takes us to moksha. The desires which are part of kama, slowly that bubuksha turns slowly into mumuksha if dharma is continuously practiced in life. That is what Saint Tiruvallur tells in Kanyakumari. His big statue is erected and he is standing with three fingers, Aram, Imbam, Orur. So dharma, artha, kama. He says about vidudalai, that is moksha, don't worry. Just practice dharma. Even your artha and kama should be based on dharma. Every minute, my action I choose will only elevate me and not degrade me. So if my thoughts are negative, self-pity or blaming others, complaining, I control myself. And when I behave with others, I always fulfill my duty. I always operate from the dimension of oneness, of love, of compassion. And that is what the dharma in daily life we have to practice. I stop here because time is up.